Good morning, beloveds. The light is just weird. It'll probably look better for you than it does for me. As you can see, I am in my car. We drive to Cypress, which, if you're not from Houston, you don't know anything about the area, but, it's like a good 20 miles for an awesome hairstylist. And the good thing is that she fits us in first when we book the appointment, so that we can go to we'll get up really early, go to the park, and then meet her. And since she's married to a runner, she understands the condition we come in. And then she'll take Tom while I do this in the car. Now, I'll be fair, this morning my alarm went off. I got up, I told Tom, nope, can't do this, and I went back to bed. I reset the alarm so that we could get here in time, because you do not keep a good hairstylist waiting. But I was just like, no, I can't even this morning. So, but I had everything ready to go for this, so here I am, sitting in my car in Cypress. I love the fact that technology has allowed us to do this. When we ended up closing the center for the safety of everybody, we could still come to you via this, and I can do this wherever I am. So, it's pretty amazing. Which then leads into our title. So it is Saturday, October 24th, and our title is My Faith Causes the Unseen to Become Visible. I am visible. All right, so my faith causes the unseen to become visible. I know that the Spirit, which is life, is present everywhere. Like the air I breathe, it presses against me on the mountaintop, in the valley, in the desert, and on the ocean. It is ever present. There is peace at the center of my being, a peace that can be felt throughout the day and in the cool of the evenings. I dwell on the unity that underlies everything. As I consciously poise myself in the realization that I live in pure spirit, new power is born within me. I find myself renewed by the divine life, led by divine intelligence, and guarded by divine love. I focus my inward vision on this indwelling harmony, knowing that as I contemplate its perfection, I will see it manifest in everything I do. Realizing that the Spirit within me is God, the living Spirit Almighty, I open my thought to its influx. I open my consciousness to its outpouring. I know and understand that good alone is real. I know that silently I am drawing into my experience today and every day an increasing measure of truth and beauty, of goodness and harmony. Everything I do, say, and think is quickened into right and productive action. My faith causes that which is unseen to become visible. Well, we are getting close to the end of, we literally have 7 days left of the month of fulfillment. And I did peek ahead, and next month is going to be the month of joy. So I don't know. I've really, really, really enjoyed October. One, I think that the prep work up to this point has been really phenomenal. This book is amazing, and he just keeps building upon what he's already done. So I know that if he didn't write them, he at least spoke them all. And I don't know if he picked it. I don't know if the book says, or if somebody selected them. No, it was edited by Kathy Julianne. So, but it's just really, so that you read through these and you go, yes, yes, yes. And so it's like when you are at a loss for words, he's got them. And you can pick whichever month and pull from, well, what am I looking for today? Yes, November is gratitude. And you can pull from whatever it is that you're looking for. So you can go back to March, which was faith, and February, which was love, and January, which was beginnings. And I am committed to going ahead, and I'm going to figure out what date I started, and then I will finish by going back to that. So just because the year is over, I'll go back and do January and February and whatever of March I didn't do, so that I have all of this. But my faith causes the unseen to be visible. It's like there's a phrase called you'll never see a unicorn until you believe in unicorns, and then once you believe in unicorns, you'll see them everywhere. And that's what he's talking about. Not necessarily about unicorns, but I was that little girl that loved unicorns, so that's my thing. Until you believe in magic, you won't see it. And once you believe in magic, you'll see it everywhere. And that's what this is like. I know that the spirit, which is life, is present everywhere. So once I know that, then I see it, unless I'm in that mode where I'm blinded by the noise of the world. So, and I think this sounds like Rumi, so it's possible that he swiped this from Rumi. Like the air I breathe, it presses against me on the mountaintop, in the valley, in the desert, in the ocean. It is ever present. So it's like there's nowhere that you can go. There's nowhere that we can go that spirit isn't. Because we are made up of spirit, and everything around us is made up of spirit. So we literally can't get away from it, no matter how hard we try sometimes. But the next statement talks about that spirit. There is peace at the center of my being, a peace that can be felt throughout the day and in the cool of the evening. So we know that peace is there. It's a matter of reaching into that place that nothing has ever been wrong to find that peace. And then pull that peace from that place out into our experience and and letting it flow out into the world around us. To be that island of calm when we can be for everyone around us. I dwell on the unity that underlies everything. And that is the secret. When we are spinning out, to use that phrase, we go and find that peace within ourselves, and then we can pull that peace out into our area of influence, and then people will gravitate to that peace. And when we are not feeling it, then that's where we go. So we dwell on the unity. It's like we dwell in the unity, but we also dwell on the unity. So it's like when things have gone nuts, the place that I can go is that unity, to remember who I am and to remember where I come from. As I consciously poise myself in the realization that I live in pure spirit, a new power is born within me. So when we make that conscious decision to recognize who we are and where we've come from and what we're surrounded by, that's when the power flows anew. It's like a new power is born within me. It's not a new power. It's the same power that we've always had. But we're turning the faucet up and allowing that power to flow in. I find myself renewed by the divine life, led by the divine intelligence, and guarded by the divine love. So that's that power of focusing inwards instead of out on the noise, focusing in on the peace. And then we're renewed and guarded and guided. I focus my inward vision on this indwelling harmony, knowing that as I contemplate its perfection, I will see it manifest in everything I do. So when we are doing our great work and our little work and all that other, when we consciously bring that presence in to that work, then we're going to see it manifest, one, in what we're doing, but we're also more likely to recognize it when it manifests around us from others' work. It's like the more good I focus on, the more good I see. Just like the more ugly you focus on, the more ugly you're going to see. So it's like, why not focus on the good? It's not that we're not going to acknowledge that, yeah, this is a mess and it needs to be cleaned up. But let me focus on the solution, not the problem. Let me work on the solution, not on the problem. Don't work on the problem. The problem is the problem. Don't work on the problem. Work on the solution. Because if you're working on the problem, you're just going to make the problem bigger. Work on the solution. At least that's what I keep hearing people saying, the Science of Mind people. It's like, don't work on the problem. Work on the solution. And work on the solution coming from that divine unity. Realizing that the spirit within me is God, the living Spirit Almighty, I open my thought to its influx. I am deliberately opening my thought to the living Spirit Almighty. I don't know, every time I say the living Spirit, I always think of a fountain flowing. I open my consciousness to its outpouring. So I open my thought to its influx, and I open my consciousness to its outpouring. So I'm letting it in, and I'm letting it out. I am a conduit. It's coming into me so that it can go out through me. Divine distributors. That's a Troward thing. That's what he called us. We are divine distributors. Sometimes co-creator falls hard on the ear because you're like, how did I create this mess? Well, I didn't. So, which, I mean, some of the messes we get into, we do create ourselves. But we are divine distributors because the divine power flows through us out into the world. I know and understand that good alone is real. That is one of those statements that some days you believe and some days you don't. And that's okay. That's okay. But it's one that bears repeating, especially when you don't feel it. I know and understand that good alone is real. So it's like when you are facing that mess and you're like, I don't know how I'm going to do this. Then you look yourself in the eye and you say, I know and understand that good alone is real. That's a power statement. I know that silently I am drawing into my experience today and every day an ever-increasing measure of beauty and truth, of goodness and harmony. So I'm drawing into my experience. I am drawing into my experience. If I'm drawing it into my experience, then I am drawing it into everyone's experience. I'm drawing it forth so that we can all share in that truth and beauty and that goodness and that harmony. Because God bless, I want to share that to the ends of the earth and beyond. Everything I do, say, and think is quickened into right and productive action. My faith causes that which is unseen to become visible. If I believe in the good, I will see the good. If I believe in the good, then I will do the good. If I believe in the good, I will think the good. And if I believe in the good, I will say the good. I have to believe. And I do, most of the time. And when I don't believe, then I go find somebody to help me believe. I go find somebody to know for me until I can know for myself. And Tom, the benefit, and I'm going to use the word horror of being married to a practitioner, is that when I have those moments, because I do, he will absolutely pull that practitioner out. It's like all of a sudden I'm not talking to Tom, my husband, I'm talking to Tom, the practitioner. And I hate him for it for about 30 seconds. And then I'm like, no, okay. Because he will hold that channel for me. He'll hold that channel open for me until I can hold it for myself. So, the value of having somebody in your life to hold the channel for you is just, yeah. And you don't have to marry your practitioner. Because sometimes I just want somebody to rant with me, and he's like, no, I'm going to be, a good little practitioner and have you, and help you calm down. Mostly because he probably doesn't want to deal with the crazy me. So, all right. Well, that was October 24th. We have 7 days left. I actually am really looking forward to seeing what's on Halloween. So that'll be fun. But as I always do, I encourage you to do something loving for yourself, do something kind for yourself, do something compassionate for yourself. For me today, that is going to get this mop taken care of. Because it is a hot mess, and I actually kind of feel bad about taking it in to see her, but it needs it. And just, that island of peace within you that is your gift. That is the gift from the divine to you. And if you haven't found it yet, then we were talking about it in Heartfelt Living, there are a multitude of different types of meditation. Yoga and walking meditations and moving meditations and Tai Chi. You don't have to sit cross-legged on a pillow. I did see, I think on Instagram, I saw Cleopatra with her diffuser. That in and of itself can be a meditation. So whatever it takes to find that island of peace within yourself, take it and allow that peace to flow out of you. Because in that peace, that is your heaven. That is your heaven. Whatever it looks like to you. So open the windows of your soul. Allow the breath of heaven to come in. Allow it to wrap around you and bring you that peace so that you walk through the world with a lighter step. And there was something else and it just popped right out of my head. And so obviously it wasn't important. It'll turn up another day. So tomorrow is a big deal. It's the 35th anniversary of Creative Life. So please join us at 11 a.m. To see what that's going to look like. I know Danielle's been working very hard on a surprise. I know Brian has been working very hard on the music, and Jesse's going to break his talks up into a couple of mini talks, so it'll be really fun and different, and we're celebrating 35 years of Creative Life Spiritual Center. But before that, Reverend David will be on around 5 p.m. with you. I will be back at 9 a.m. with you, and then we will have a party on Facebook Live for our 35th anniversary. So y'all have a wonderful day. The car says it's about 55 out there. It may be a little early to open your windows, but it's going to be in the mid-70s today. So open your windows, air out your space, and have a wonderful day, beloveds. Bye.